I wasn't recording. Nice. But yeah, basically what I was saying was just like, I've seen a lot of people like on Switch 2 be like, oh, I'm worried about this like one thing, right? Like it was great other than that. And, like I think they're worried about like the price or the fact that it wasn't given a price. And it's very possible that the price is how it is because of you know, tariffs. It's very possible. And just like why you should care about, you know, what's going on in the real world, because it can still affect your distractions. Even if like you're only distractions, hey, guess what, it can still affect them. I think that's one of those cases, you know. So yeah. Yeah, I think everybody seemed to like mostly like the Switch 2. The only thing I think people saw kind of negatively was either with like the games that like use the mouse, because of like, what are you, like, for a normal person, what are they going to do with it? You know, like, because usually you play in your lap or something like that, like you would have to pull out like a table or like a coffee table or something to play those. And then also it was the upgrade pack for the games, which like I feel like with Jamboree that's fine because it's new content, but I do think it is like really stupid with like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, because they're essentially just like, yeah, like it's essentially like an update. It's just like better graphics, and then like you get some new fun, like new neat features with a phone app, right? Like, so that one sucks. Like I feel like Kirby the Fire Land like also is fine, because that's like a whole other like side story. Like that's a new one. Like if it's new content, like I feel like that's fine to have the upgrade pack. But if it's literally just essentially like, oh, it looks better, like that should just be a given on the new console. Like you should not have to pay for that. You know, that's my one issue with it. Like that seems really silly. Well, and also like literally the game that they're like, oh yeah, you can explore how the Switch works, like the Switch 2 works. You have to pay for that. It's like no one's gonna do that. I feel like very few people would have played the game anyway if it was free, but like the fact that it's paid is like nobody's going to do it. Absolutely nobody, except like some of those people are like, I gotta record every single game, you know? Like those like content farm, probably. Those are the only people who are gonna play it. Otherwise there's no point. Why would I pay for that? Like that's so silly. Like, hey, you want to know how your own console that you just bought works? Hey, you gotta buy another thing. No, that's stupid. Yeah, that was like the two main issues I had. Mario Kart looks pretty good, especially for being like a launch title. Like, yeah, it's because it doesn't seem like there's like any game that would like take up your time right now, which I guess maybe a lot of launch titles didn't really have that, especially like the older ones, right? Because yeah, that might be more of a recent thing with like games that don't really have an objective. But yeah, I think that will help the longevity and like people using the Switch 2. I mean, I think the PS5 had that problem though. Like there was like no games, and the Xbox, like those consoles had like nothing. Xbox only had Game Pass, which I think you could also use on computer. So like, yeah, both kind of don't have like much. And I think that's why they like struggle, because they had nothing. They was just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna get this on PC then, right? Like that. I think that was just like everybody's reaction for the most part. So yeah, it wasn't great. But I do think that Mario Kart will help it. I mean, it does seem like they are like getting games out like pretty quickly after 2 to like keep it going. So the Donkey Kong game is like a month and a half after it comes out, so the Switch 2. There's gonna be a lot of games that like the Switch 1 couldn't do that the Switch 2 can now. So those games are gonna be on there. Bravely Default, which is the 3DS game, is on there. So yeah, there is a decent amount. There is also the GameCube Virtual Console, but there's only 3 games on it, which it was, well, Wind Waker could maybe take up a couple days, you know. I guess Soul Calibur is a fighting game. Oh yeah, Street Fighter 6 is also coming over. I don't remember if that was like release date or not, and also you can play with motion controls. Which, God, that sounds like a stupid like video to do, but the practicality of that I think is non-existent. Especially in like fighting games when like you really have to react to stuff. That's a thing. Yeah, now Tekken is getting review bombed because of the update. Yeah, apparently like went against like everything like the people were complaining about with Tekken 8. Yeah, that was that. I don't know why I'm updating while I'm streaming. That doesn't make much sense, but whatever. Yeah, I didn't know people had that issue. I think it still can recover itself, but yeah, it's just not great. And that's the thing though, like, because people are like, oh, I don't know like about the future of this, but I think like they'll be fine. I think it's a bit of an overreaction to be like, oh man, we're doomed, you know. Like I think they'll be fine. They just have to recover from it. Realize that like, oh hey, people aren't liking this, you know, and then make the fixes. Yeah, there's also that. Yeah, I don't think I was like too excited for anything. My problem is though is like I don't have the money for the Switch 2. So I think that's my main thing of like that's why I didn't really react to anything, because it's not accessible to me. The thing with games, essentially, like I don't get hyped at a lot of these announcements, right? Because I don't have the money to buy them. Like there's very few games I'd get excited for. I think the Tomodachi Life game was like an exception, because I am also one of those people who really like Tomodachi Life. I think I even talked about it on stream. Yeah, I'm one of those people also who likes Tomodachi Life. Yeah, like I just don't get excited, I think, as much because I can't afford it. I don't have the money to like buy it and then like consistently buy games. Which like also sucks when you're a streamer, you know? And you want to be a variety streamer. It's kind of hard to do that. What was the game I thought I was gonna do? Maybe was it gonna be Sports Mix again, but with a different sport? That might have been it. I can't even remember at this point. Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, I didn't even know like Silksong. I didn't know what people were talking about. But yeah, that was Hollow Knight. I assume it was a sequel Hollow Knight. They showed it for like 3 seconds. I guess it was one of those games that like for the longest time like had nothing for it. So it would show up for like 3 seconds and said it was coming out this year, and then that was it. Which is really funny. Yeah, I will say though, I did register to vote. This is like kind of unrelated, but I just think back to what I was saying at the beginning. And I mean, also, that's how my brain works. But yeah, I did it. So I can vote on things now. Hooray. Yeah, it's just like... I just don't think there really is anything I can do. Like with how I feel. Or like how I'm going with it. My philosophy, I guess. Like I can't do anything really until June. Basically once I'm out of school. I'm just stuck here. Because like the thing is, like, although this sucks, like I know I'm not gonna get this much free time, like really, like ever again. So I'm just kind of like, you know, basking in it while I can, you know, trying to enjoy it. But the only problem is I'm doing freaking oven. So. Yeah, that's my problem with it. Yeah. Not great. Yeah, it says Sparks the Band game pricing, exclusive titles. Well, this is an AI summary, I think, yeah. Oh, they're doing 90 for physical? Like, yeah, that's a problem. 90 is way too much. But that might also, again, be like due to tariffs. Like, I'm not sure if... I'm not sure if it's because of the tariff or if it's like, yeah, they're $80. Like, that's a lot. That is a lot. Yeah, the freaking like demo tutorial, like that should have been like installed in all the consoles. The fact that like that you have to pay for that, like nobody's gonna, like that's the thing, nobody's just gonna use it then. Like that's the problem with that. It's just nobody's gonna use it. Yeah, I did not notice that part of it. So yeah, I think that's what people were complaining about. Yeah. Yeah, 80 is so much. But again, I just, well, these are euros, so yeah, I don't know. Because, yeah, I'm not sure with how tariffs work, like, because I think the tariffs is supposed to be like the country specifically, so I think this is a Nintendo thing. That they're charging this much. Which, it's so weird too, because they did this in the Wii U era. Like, Ultra Smash was $70. And like, it didn't work. Like, it wasn't good. And now they're like trying to do it again. Like, I don't understand that. Like, what are we doing here? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I will say though, my first thing I said at the beginning though, I feel like is still relevant. Yeah, there's a lot of Rockstar jokes after this. Yeah, like 80 is a lot. Yeah, someone said it was a reverse PS3, and it seems like, yeah, that's how it's gonna go, which I think is gonna kill it faster than, like, the console being outpriced, like, overpriced. I think that'll kill it faster, like, the games being overpriced than the console. I mean, yeah, like, they're doing a lot of weird, like, we just want to squeeze as much money out of you as possible, it feels like with the upgrade pack, with for some reason the tech demo having you have to buy it for some reason, like, and they have all these like interesting ideas, right? Like, and they look cool, and but it's just like,
$9.99 a month for a music app.
yeah, no, that's not how you do it there.
Money for a bunch of other apps? That really adds up. So why not get YouTube Premium for just $13.99? It's like having all those and the entire world of YouTube.
Like, are they in like financial like troubles? Because like, otherwise it doesn't make any sense to me. Because like the Wii U, I think they like charged $70 because they weren't doing well financially. But like the Switch was like a huge success. Like, I don't, unless you spent like a ton of money on like making the Switch 2, like I really don't get it. Unless like the late stage capitalism has reached Nintendo as well with the overcharging of stuff that is. Like the booster pass was $85. Like, yeah, it's still not good. You know, like it's not great. Alright. Yeah, that's not great. that's really not great. Because yeah, like the thing is also with overcharging is like people just have less and less money now. So like also like sure, if people had abundance of money, sure, freaking charge a lot. The problem is people don't. We're like more in an era, and like the thing with like right-wing politics and like policies is that they always just make more and more people have less and less money, you know, except for like the top 1%. So like, yeah, less and less people are gonna be able to afford this stuff as well. Like, I don't know if they realize that. Like, that's silly. Because like even what I was thinking about with like the Switch 2, right? I've been thinking about like donating plasma, and I think it's like $750 or something like that, right? You get from doing that. So I was thinking like, oh, that could be like a nice couple of games. Like I was thinking like 6 maybe or something like that, right? Because like 50, I think on average. But yeah, no, if they're like 80, that's like 3 games, I think. It's like 3 if they were all 80, but like if they were slightly less, it'd be 4. That's not a lot. I guess it's only 2 less, but like that adds up, you know, like as time goes on. Again, also, as people have less and less money, they have less and less money to push it to their wants, right? To push it to something they want. Put it aside. Like, they're spending it more and more on their needs instead of their wants, you know? And that's kind of an issue. So, like, yeah, it's not great. And I think this is why, like, the right-wing philosophy, like, it's worse for companies. Because they always try to get every single, like, last penny out of you, right? And, like, doing all of this. when like we don't have the money, or like we're not gonna spend that much, right? Like we're not willing to spend that, right? And then these companies go out of business because they're losing money just by having these prices. And like that's why it's better to like invest, but also like keep the prices down. Like there's a benefit to having the cheapest prices, right? There's a reason why like a lot of these stores that have been known for being cheap have been around for so long. It's kind of just because like, yeah, people are willing to go to like the cheapest place, right? That's something that more people are inclined to do. Now I'm sure there's exceptions, right? Like if they want better quality, then like, yeah, they'll get better quality. But like, I think for the most part, like people like dollar stores and stuff like that, right? Because they're cheap. And just the places that typically like have had cheap stuff, so like fast food, right? They've stuck around for so long. I mean, and also being fast, but like, yeah, they're cheap and fast, so like people like that. You know, like even if they don't necessarily love the food, right? They're like, well, at least this is quick, you know, and it's not that much. Yeah. Yeah, like it's a real issue, like when that happens. And like companies like don't do that. They're just like, oh, I gotta make as much money as possible. So then, yeah, like they kill themselves. Like they make themselves go out of business from that. And like the thing that sucks too is like I think Nintendo's like the one big company, right, that like hasn't gone too far at the deep end, right? Like they're still like doing all right. But yeah, that really, like with the stuff that they're charging, you know, and then also with I mean, I guess they did have it with like the sports games, right? And then adding like free DLC for some reason. But at least like that was free, you know. Even if it was like, why didn't you just put that in the game to begin with, right? But like at least it was like a free update. Yeah, now it's like they're just charging like even just like graphical updates, basically. Like they're just charging for that. And then yeah, now with like the price of the games, dude, like that's nuts. And yeah, like most people are not going to be willing to pay that much for it. Yeah. It's a real damn shame. Yeah, all the tariffs too, though. Like things are probably gonna go downhill fast. Like, cause all this is doing is screwing us over. Like, it's not doing anything good. It's just screwing us over. That's all it's doing. Cause like the other countries are fine. Like, there's no reason for them to back down because they don't lose anything. Like, really. You know? They're fine. They have the whole rest of the country, you know, that they can trade with. They don't need us. So yeah, it just screws us over. Yeah, right-wing philosophy and ideology is always self-destructive. Like, it always, like, that's always the end thing, right, of right-wing philosophy. It's just self-destructive. You know, like, it's so selfish that, like, you ruin it. You ruin the thing that you made or whatever, right? Or like you're in charge of, because you're so selfish, you know? Like, yeah, and other people aren't that way. Like, they'll just be like, no. You know, like, they'll just say no to your selfishness, and then, yeah, you screw it over. Like, you screw up everything. Yeah, there was those state races though also with that happened yesterday. And yeah, that was something kind of nice. I did pretty good. That's pretty neat. Just losing my mind. Just everything going in slow motion, you know. You know how it is. And yeah, it's another thing too where like I just, once I do a talking stream, I just stay talking. And again, like I've said before why, but it's definitely just because I stream for an hour and a half. If I was streaming for longer, right, I would have freaking started something probably, but wait, also like this stream, like I didn't really want to do. I just did it because I thought of the one thing, but yeah, look at the game prices. Yeah, no, that's, well, to be fair though, like those videos were out before the game prices, so I think it still could have been that. Yeah. That was really like the only thing I wanted to say about it. I guess I could just end stream because I mean my work here is done. Yeah. Hate it. That is neat though, actually. I will say that the like Hololive Ambassadors thing, like it had stars and live with each other. But I guess the thing too, and I feel like it's so funny. Like technically like Holostars are in like Hololive, like they're employees with like their coworkers. But like I feel like people don't like realize that. You know, like until you like actually say it, then people are like, oh yeah, like that makes sense. But like it's because like they don't interact obviously as often with like interact with each other, like stars interact with each other and then live interact with each other, but like the cross spit, not really. And yeah, I think part of it is because like there's some people for some reason that just can't take it for some reason when a dude collabs with one of them, and it doesn't make any sense to me. Like I know Pekora said like it changed and like it's more of an idol company now, which yeah, I will say what's something that's interesting is that I think like Callie said like it hasn't changed much since she's been there, which I think she was only there like a year, like a half after, something like that. I think it was only like a year and a half difference. But yeah, like Callie said it didn't change, but to be fair, she is also more on the music side of it, where Pekora was on the streaming side of it. So yeah, she probably would like recognize that more. But another thing is though too is like I don't think it's completely an idol company, because like I think even with, well, first of all, like them pitching the idea of on the applications to have people who just want to stream, I think that's a big one. them not completely being that way, and then the second one of being like they still have like a requirement to do 3 streams a week, and like I think if they were a more idle company, I don't think they would do that as much. Like I don't even think they would have that restriction. I think that rule would just not be there, but like that's like kind of a requirement. I think like unless you're kind of on a break, you know, like, and I'm sure like management has to be aware of it, you know, you gotta stream like 3 days a week. Yeah. Look at these stock market crashes, baby. Oh boy. Oh yeah, I like how Shiori's actually playing the game, though like everybody else is playing, but Shiori's like actually playing the game and not just messing around with the freaking like face thing or whatever. Yeah, it really does seem like The Sims from like playing it, because like yeah, I didn't even like see, you know, like because like I heard it was like The Sims, but like I've always seen like clips of like the girls messing around with like the VTuber type thing, the RTX thing, or whatever. So yeah, just seeing that. Oh dude, US is imposing a 17% tariff on Israel from BDS, dude. That's crazy. Oh, that's the freaking person, right? Yeah, that was only 10 points. I thought it would have been a lot more, because my friend said like the dude that said like they seen enough was a freaking they seen enough at like 30% in. I'm like, oh, it must have been a blowout, but it was 10 points. The craziest of blowouts. Next time the race was very bad. Nice job. Nice job, Elon. Yeah, you got him. Really killed him with that one. It's so close, Elon. Yeah, just so close. Single destroyed the MAGA merch economy. He did it to himself. Dude, why did he put tariffs on islands that are uninhabited? What the frick, dude? Alright. Americans just only care about their own lives. That's it. Yeah, let's go back to like the game prices. That is something they're gonna have to lower. Otherwise, it's gonna be a big problem for them. Over $1 trillion wiped out in 4 minutes from the freaking stock market. Oh boy. Jesus Christ, dude. Just like, I hate when people bring up the Holocaust and then be like, oh yeah, Palestinians, that's the next one. Like, no, it's the freaking same dudes. Like, it's Israel. Like, God, I'm like, let me be very clear with the distinction. There's a lot of Jewish people that don't like they're disapproving of the genocide. And that's very clear. And there's a very big difference between Israel and Judaism. They're connected in one way, but not the other. You know, Israel is formed from Judaism. Or like it was a state for Jews. But like, you know, their actions, not all Jews would agree with them. Judaism might not even agree with it. It's very interesting, important thing to note. Some economists worry that this could seriously harm the U.S. economy. You don't say. God, I hate everything. Ugh. Jesus. That's a baby who's in a government position. All right. Baby. Reading these books, desperately trying to figure out his endgame. The closest I've seen is he didn't want to give up the house and the jet. Oh yeah, FTR was great. Anyway, let's undo all their social events. That was started from the New Deal. Oh. One fourth magazine, I'm rooting for Hamas on the phone is catastrophic for Israel. It's a good point. How they phrase it, right? Like, it's not great. Yeah. Oh, look at how nobody's in unions, dude. Nice. Yeah, it's neat that we like learn about unions, right, for like 2 seconds, and then like that's it. Not like how to join one or anything. You just like learn about like 2 seconds. That's it. Yeah, everybody thought it was gonna be 3D Mario, which like makes sense. It hasn't been one since Odyssey in 2017. Right, so you thought you got it, but yeah, nope. Yeah. Jesus, dude. Like another issue with the twos, right? Like everything is just gonna get destroyed, right? So the next person in power is just gonna have to spend their whole admin, right? Like reforming, rebuilding everything. But the problem is people are gonna be like, oh, well, nothing's changing, right? I don't feel any different. So then they're just gonna vote for the other person. And then, yeah, we're just gonna be stuck in limbo for eternity because of that. Like basically until the government collapses, we're just gonna be in this situation. Not really a whole lot we can do about it. Just a very slow and painful death for America. You know? It's a shame. Really? Oh, it's just a shame. What's funny is that I think this account had like 30k when I followed it, maybe even less, and then now it has 100k. That's, you know, for a reason. And they even like made a post like referring to it because I'm sure people would like message her about it. It was weird though because she said she did covers. I'm like, there's no link. It's like maybe I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. And losing my mind. This is why, like, I don't look at politics sometimes. Like, in a way, I am kind of glad, right? I got into politics when I did, because I was losing my mind then. But, you know, at least there was sometimes a good, right? Or, like, it wasn't, like, as bad as it is now. So I at least was able to sort out my beliefs a little bit, you know, before this. Now, whenever the real stuff happens, it's just way too depressing. It sucks. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna, on that sad note, probably just gonna end it, because I really don't have anything else to say. It only went on for like 20 minutes longer because I was just scrolling through freaking Twitter. That's why. Yeah, I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, or I might. Yeah, opportunity. Well, I say opportunity, but I technically can stream any day. It's just those are the days I choose. But yeah, it's Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I might stream those days. 7:30 p.m. EST. You can see my past streams at youtube.com/IronWillVods, and if you're watching the VOD, Twitch and Twitter is IronWill6464 and Blue Sky. Blue Sky, I just will probably post the same thing I do on Twitter. Honestly, that's what I do with it. Because I don't even browse Blue Sky, I'm gonna be fully honest. Like, I always have it open, but like I never like browse it again. But yeah. I do like, actually, one thing I will say, like, at the end though, freaking, I like how everybody reacted to the cow being playable in Mario, like the Mario Kart game. Yeah, also, I'm still shook that Nintendo seems to be charging money for what's essentially an instruction manual game for the Switch 2. Yeah, like, that's nuts. Because the thing with that also is, like, people just, they're not gonna buy it then. Like, I already said multiple times, but it's just like, they're just not gonna buy it. Just be like, alright, well, I'm just not gonna pay for this, you know? That's that. Yeah. Marker, what, maybe $80 was worth it for the cow? That's what I'm saying, man. It's just like, everybody liked the freaking cows in it. Yeah. I think I did all the outro, didn't I? So, yeah, I'll just send you all out. I wish I had a soundboard too. That'd be nice. But I don't have that. I will say though, like, also with like people being like, oh, there's nobody who like repeats jokes more than the VTuber community. Like, I feel like people are just crapping on the VTuber community just to crap on them, because like other communities do that too. It's just that they only call it the VTuber community specifically for some reason, and I think it's just to crap on them. Because like there's a lot of other places that do that, right? They do the same jokes over and over again. And I think also the thing is, it's a clip problem. That's the thing. There's not a whole lot of new jokes that can go around, right? Because even like the jokes that are used, you know, like, or the stuff that's clipped, like, they don't see very much. So yeah, they're gonna make a few, like, the same few jokes because they only see that little amount. So like, I think also, like, if we're looking at it from that lens, I think that's why the VTuber community is like that, because it is also built around clips. Like, it really is the VTuber community. So that's why like people just say the same like two jokes over and over again, because they don't see any other jokes, right? Or like anything else, like other banter with like the streamer, because clippers don't clip that. They only like will clip the like, I mean, like, yeah, I'm sure they're smart, right? Like they know what's gonna get the views, you know? So like that's why they do it. But I'm just saying, like, that's probably entirely why like it looks like people repeat the same like 2 or 3 jokes. It's just because that's clip culture, right? Like you're gonna latch on to that same thing, because like I'm sure even like on a stream, right, it just seems like it's in a vacuum or something like that, right? You probably wouldn't even notice it. But like, yeah, when you have like people like commenting stuff, or like, you know, even like clippers giving titles, right, or doing inside jokes, because I think actually like the Mokoko nicknames started from a clipper. So like, yeah, this stuff happens, right? And then yeah, all of a sudden there's like 2 jokes that people keep using because, yeah, they only watch clips. And I don't think you should just be like, well, then watch the stream. I think you should be like, okay, maybe you should get the clippers to clip not just those moments, you know, like clip more banter, you know? Like that's also why like people have like a distorted view of someone as well. Like what I've heard with Shiori, like she's actually like very mature, and like, but only her unhinged stuff gets clipped, you know, not her being serious or like anything. So like people just have this wild, like, you know, like they don't know what Shiori's actually like. And like this is coming from someone who only watches clips, because I see like how people comment who actually watch their streams, and like, yeah, from what they say, like she like eventually like the talks will get to that point, but like before that, like, yeah, no, like they're just kind of normal. It's just, again, like obviously the unhinged stuff is going to get the views, so that's why they do it. Yeah, I think that's why when like they're like, God, why do people repeat the same 2 or 3 jokes? It's like, well, like I don't want to be like, oh yeah, boo the clippers or whatever, because like, yeah, obviously Hololive wouldn't even be a thing, at least in the West, probably, like, you know, if clips weren't a thing. So like, yeah, you gotta respect them, right? Like Hololive wouldn't be as big, the VTubing community as a whole wouldn't be as big without clippers. You gotta respect the clippers, but like it is also true, I think, as a byproduct of it, from them clipping the most clippable parts, right? And like clickbaiting or whatever. Like, yeah, you'll get these distorted views of people, and you only have like 2 things to say about them, because again, a lot of these clips are like only a couple minutes long. That's not a whole lot of time to get someone's full personality, right? You know? So that's another thing. Like you do kind of need to see a stream, probably, right, to see a full personality, or like a stream of like a collab to see their entire dynamic, you know, right? You can't do it from clips, which, like, yeah, I guess it is like in a way the solution is watch the stream, but I think also like longer clips can be better. Like I guess I can understand with like the long clips, like, oh, why don't you just watch the stream, right? Like you're kind of taking the spotlight away, but like I don't know, like I still feel like it's a lot better to have just like a highlight, right, of like the best stuff. Even like with those fauna clips when they're like 40 minutes, like you could have a pretty good idea of like what fauna was like, you know, like her whole personality, because of those whole stream, like, well, not entire stream, but like those like 40-minute, even like hour-long clips, right? You could get a pretty good idea. But again, with like clips, I mean, I think fauna, outside of like those like specific fauna clippers, there was like not a whole lot of her. Maybe it is because of those specific fauna clippers, but yeah. I'm sure like people had very different vibes from her. And I mean, like, it's a thing also, like, and it's a phenomenon that's been, you know, like made aware of like so many times too, with like how JP saw like Fuamoko and like, I mean, most of VN, so they really haven't interacted with each other much. But like, yeah, just like their impressions of them being like vastly different, and really only gain like the surface level aspect of it. And I think that is important. So when people are like, oh, why are you like, oh, you know, the VTuber community only saying the same 2 jokes, it's like, yeah, because clippers only clip like the same 2 jokes. You know, so it's like kind of hard to just be like, oh yeah, new thing, because it basically like the only way to start a new thing in clips is to make a comment and then it starts a new thing. But like even then, like that very rarely happens, because I feel like TMT probably happened from like clip comments, if I were to guess. I would guess it'd probably be from that, but yeah, I think for the most part, right, like jokes or stuff could happen like on stream, you know, and clips, like people who only watch clips aren't aware of that, because I think people also just forget, like there's a very big audience, like I think a very large, maybe not even half, but like I think a surprisingly large portion of the audience are like only clip watchers, because I am that like I'm one of those people, like maybe catches like the occasional stream or whatever, right? I'm one of those people. So like yeah, you miss a lot of context, and like you get very little. You get like these little nuggets, which like that is the point, I think, right, of a clip, is to get these little nuggets so you watch them more. It's just some people don't have the time, you know, or like maybe streams in the background doesn't help them, right? They like music works better or something like that, right? It's like they can't put it in the background. Yeah, like you have to put in, like, keep into account all these factors. And like I guess for me personally, like I wouldn't mind as long clips of me, because like I understand like anything shorter would be helpful, right? Like you can maybe fit in your schedule, but yeah, like, I mean, I guess some of them don't see it that way. Yeah, I think that's the main reason actually with like why you're like, oh, they only repeat the same 2 jokes. Because I think in chat rooms it's not as bad, right? The chat themselves. I mean, I guess Mume being a horse girl is one, but that one also like just stopped because Mume owned it, and guess what? Like a lot of these jokes, like they do to get a reaction out of you. So yeah, if you just own it and then don't react at all, the joke just dies. You know? Because they're like, oh, they're not making a reaction anymore. You know? That's oftentimes. Thank you, Adblock. That's oftentimes. You know, the case. You'd be surprised at how often that happens. So like, yeah, if you just don't like a joke, just own it. Be like, yeah, all right. You know, and then it doesn't happen. I mean, like, I think, yeah, if you like actually generally really don't like it, and like even to the point where you don't want to own it as a bit, right? Then like, yeah, you speak out about it and you say something. Because I think for the most part, people would understand. It's like with the Suisse, with like, stop doing the flat jokes, or the small jokes, whatever. I think most people were understanding of that. There's a few, you know, outliers, but there's always going to be few outliers. And yeah, we move on. Yeah, because I think another thing I learned also with like a lot of them as well, was like they weren't okay with the joke, but they just went with, like, they were just whatever. Like I think Toe was with that with TMT, Fubuki was with that with like her being called a cat. People still do that. I'm pretty sure like they still do that, but like there was often times where the girls had jokes from like their stream, right, that they didn't enjoy, but like they just kept rolling with it and didn't say anything, right? Where I think we're like Fumoko's at least a little bit better at it, Like if they don't like a joke, they will say like, hey, don't do it. Now it isn't the fastest. I think it's because they're just like, oh well, this is gonna die, you know, right? Like he'll die off, and then it never does. So I think that's the philosophy. But they're at least like decent at that, like doing it from like a couple months at least. They'll like call it out and stop it. Yeah, I mean that's another problem though also with clips is like because those clips are always up, so those like even if they say to like stop doing it, then the people who like came in as fans, right, and saw the clips that had the memes on it that may be outdated, they have to then find the clip of them saying that they don't like it, which is very hard. Right, so then that's where you'll get even like newer fans, right, who will bring back the jokes. And it's, I think a lot of them, like, again, it's not necessarily like they don't mean any harm. Again, it's just that they're new fans and like the clips always stay up, right? So like they're always time capsules, and it'll like show in that era, right, when like it was okay to make that joke, and like they weren't told off, I guess you should say, to like not do the joke anymore. Like I wouldn't be surprised if there's gonna be resurgences, right? Especially if there's like more, there's like another like boom period or something like that, right? Like on the level like 2020 was for Hololive, and it happens again. I wouldn't be surprised if there would be a lot of resurgence of like jokes that the talents didn't like and said like, hey, don't do that. Like if people start doing them again because of that, which is why I think it's also very important to clip that stuff, and some of them do, which is like good on them. I think they do try typically, like if they do say like, hey, I don't like this, like Luna recently, there's a clip of her about like getting mad at people like ask her to collab with a certain person, right? Because I think she like mostly does solo streams. It's like, yeah, it does suck, like because Luna has been someone who has not really, she had some like kind of recently, like maybe like a month ago or something like that, she had like 2. But like, yeah, even like before that, she's not had a lot. And I think it is because she's a solo streamer. From what I've heard, she streams by herself a lot. It's basically really only the collabs of Choco, Botan, and Subaru. I don't remember their group name, but it's their names combined with each other. It was like Shucho Lutan, something like that. Like I think that's the most notable one. And then yeah, I think Luna probably streams by herself. Other than that, but even then, like there's a lot of collabs I've noticed also that just don't get clipped. Like I honestly think like they have a clipper shortage, you know, because I'm sure there's a lot of moments that are getting missed, right? Because there's just not enough clippers. And I think like with the clipping, you can inspire people to also do clips, right? There needs to be a clipper industrial complex, you know. And yeah, like I definitely think there's a shortage where like a lot of good moments, I'm sure, like being missed. Maybe some like good banter back and forth with the streamer, because like I'm sure that's stuff that like Myth had a lot like too as well, right? I'm sure that's why like people were from the Myth era. I mean, it's definitely probably nostalgia as well, but like I think even more like Myth and Council, like when they leave, it hurts for those people because there was less members, so there could be more people clipping them, or like they could clip more stuff about them, like if they're just talking, doing normal streamer things, right? Like I think that also like resonates with them more, right? Because again, like they could do that and even like have like dedicated clippers, you know. I mean, to be fair, I think as you get more members, like yeah, it actually becomes more and more necessary to have dedicated clippers. Like I think it's still fine to have like the like, you know, variety clippers, right, who like clip anyone. And like I think also people shouldn't lock themselves, right? If they want to clip someone else, then they should be able to. I think the main thing, like the main way you do that though, is just like not
titling your channel like, oh, these are the clips I'm doing, right? And then you don't do it. Right? And then you like steer away from that. That's like the biggest trap I think you can fall into. But yeah, I think as long as you do that, and then, you know, I think if you just, someone like Yura, right, does a great job of like, it's very clear you can tell who they clip. Yeah, like Uemama, Suisei, Mikama, Iroha, Azki, I think he definitely had a few of them. And even like Toa's mom, I forget her name. Freaking Uemama, I already said. There's that one Hololive fan who's actually now in a agency, just surprising, like a brand new agency. That's pretty neat. Be pretty cool if that one also grew. That's the problem though, also I feel like with like the industry's coming so oversaturated, man. It's like I don't know how that's gonna happen, especially when they're all streamers. You know, that's kind of an issue. You know, I was thinking like if I join Hololive or something like that, right? I think I would do like highlights, right? Or kind of like how Age did, but like actually highlight them. Like I'd say like how I'd edit in the format where like they had their name in the corner or whatever, and like compile the point of views together. Like I think that would actually work really well in the VTuber sphere, because a lot of it at this point is just streaming, and it's so hard to catch that, right? So like if you have like a highlight that's like maybe 20 minutes, right, of like the last stream or whatever, and like really well edited, like really good, you know, like I think that could do extremely well in the VTuber community. Because again, I don't think anybody does it. Maybe someone on the JP side does it, but I think on the EN side nobody does that. They had like a Rage compilation for Sekiro, I think, right? And like I think they were on, like, had the right idea with that. I know Shuai does shorts as well. Like I think they're on to something with that, with just like doing the like highlights stuff, right? Because also I think it will be more mainstream then as well. The only thing is like, I don't know, you'd probably have to hire an editor for that. And like the thing is like they commission people for like the shorts edits, so like I feel like it'd be weird for them to be like, no, you can't have them do like this like 20-minute video, right? I don't think it'd make any sense, but yeah, I think those would do extremely well. The only problem is though, is like I don't know how the algorithm works, because I was thinking about that and then like that hit me and I forgot, and I said this again and then I remembered. But like I don't know how that would work with the algorithm, if the algorithm likes that or not. You might have to do like a separate channel for like highlights, unfortunately, because I think it treats live streams on YouTube the same. Or like, yeah, I guess it would have to like stream on Twitch or something, right? Because like, yeah, I think the live streams they treat the same as like a normal video once it's done. So like I don't think it'd be great for the algorithm actually if you have like these 20-minute videos going. At least for like outreach, right? And that's just how the algorithm works, which is stupid, but it's entirely based off watch time. Well, not entirely, but it's heavily based off watch time. It kind of sucks. That's why, like, honestly, like, I've just been watching my streams the whole way through. It's just a way to boost them in the algorithm. Because you'd be surprised at how well that works. Like, literally, I did that with, like, one stream, and then all of a sudden, like, I actually was, like, starting getting views. Like, it wasn't just zeros at the end of that. So, like, yeah. I think that's the one concern, though, with the highlight thing. Is like you either have to make a second channel that's dedicated to highlights, which I don't know how well that would work. Like that obviously I think loses a lot of its charm. Because the thing is like Maximilian does it, but like I'd really want to know from like, I guess YouTubers' experiences, right? Who also do freaking like they post normal videos, but also like stream on they stream freaking on YouTube. But yeah, like I think that would do really well. Yeah. But I will end it. I was gonna end it like 45 minutes ago, and then I remembered that, so that works out pretty well, I guess. All right. I thought I just saw something for a second, but there was nothing in the chat. Okay, weird. Maybe that was my mouse. I think I just saw my mouse. I was like, what? Yeah. I'll see maybe Friday. We'll see. I really need to edit that stuff, dude. Like really badly. Because I'm losing it, you know. I'm losing data storage. Yeah, I'll see you Friday, maybe. Goodbye.